The alarm, the coffee, the drive, the work, the bed. The alarm, the coffee, the drive, the work, the bed. The alarm, the coffee, the drive, the work, the bed. If that sounds familiar to you, if that sounds like your life, then you're probably like me. Every day you crawl in and out of that 5x7 cube of indifference, sitting in that, cost-effective Office Max chair with lumbar support, and you sit there and you wonder, is this all there is? Is this what my life has been reduced to? Why don't you try doing a podcast and start talking about it like me? I mean, that's what I'm doing, so we'll see how far it goes. But, it's got to be better than, settling for food days and casual Fridays at a job you hate. And, plus you can literally make a podcast about anything, just, find a niche and exploit it, the Anchor app is pretty cool because you can, pretty much use the mic on your phone, and the app pretty much does the rest, and plus, you don't want to do any extra work. I mean, you're already busy. I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you got dinner to cook and kids to feed, bills to pay, et cetera, and you need an app that's going to do all the heavy lifting for you. So let me read what they got here. So check this out. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free, which is true, and it's ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast, and that means you can get paid right away to podcast. In fact, that's what I'm doing pretty much right now by reading, quote, in quotes, this ad. So, it's worth a try. I mean, it's basically, like I said, it's a one-stop shop for all of that. So it's like a Walmart/Target for podcasting. You can you can get a pair of slacks, grocery shop, and get an oil change. It does everything for you. All you have to do is just turn on the record button, plug in your headphones into your phone, and just do it. You could just go off and just start talking. It's user friendly. So just so you know, just go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start. Okay, go ahead and check that out. Let me know if you end up doing it. Maybe we can collaborate, see where it goes. Who knows? All right. What's going on, y'all? Back again. My name is Jeremy, and this is the Cubicle Rebellion podcast. Clocking in with you. That's a lot of syllables, but, whatever. Today we're going to talk about rest, something I never seem to get enough of. That's the name of the book. Rest, something I never seem to get enough of. No, it's actually just called Rest. The book is called Rest. It's a blue book by Alex Soojung-Kim Pang. I believe that's how you say that. Hopefully I said that right. But yeah, so the book is called Rest. I thought it was an interesting book. A lot of times this isn't something that people write about, let alone talk about, especially in social media. It's definitely we live in a grind culture. Hashtag no sleep, hashtag hustle, hashtag grind, hashtag the hashtag, so it's definitely not a hashtag motivational speakers, it's always about pushing it and keep going and grinding it out. So this book kind of drew me because, it's literally just flying in the opposite direction of flying in the face of that idea. And so the idea of the book is basically how we view work, and how we view rest, and the dichotomy between the two, how those two interplay with one another, and how our American culture, honestly, is we praise the idea of the tired, grinding out workaholic figure. We praise that person who's striving and grinding and army crawling his way to his dreams. So yeah, we view, in a way we view being overworked and stressed as badges of honor. And basically, the idea of the book is that deliberate rest is critical to our overall success. I mean, truth be told, if you think about how the world works, I mean, everything needs to rest. I mean, there's 4 seasons, depending on where you live. It's 4 seasons. Summer, rain, or summer rain, summer. You can tell I'm tired. Summer, spring, winter, fall. You know, winter things rest. Things die. Things have to die off, and the earth needs a break from all that blooming that happened in spring. Everything needs to cycle in a cycle. Even the body works that way. You gotta. There's an ebb and flow. There's a rhythm to it. Everything works with rhythms, cycles, and seasons, and this, that, and the other. And this book does a good job of breaking that down. I think I've belabored that enough. So, Alex Soojung-Kim Pang is a Silicon Valley strategist and the founder of the Restful Company. He helps people cultivate a more healthy work-life balance and reach their full potential. He probably reaches a more actual, practical work-life balance, because work-life balance in and of itself is a buzzword. So I don't think people who use that word even know what they're saying, but I think he gets it. So 3 points I want to point out from the book. Working 4 hours with intensity is better than working 8 distracted hours. Look at that. Point number 2, quitting mid-inspiration is better for your overall creativity. And 3, deep play saved one of the world's greatest leaders in a dark time. And it can save you too. Deep play, the idea of playing like a child, but with intensity almost. Being serious about having fun and resting. So point number 1. The idea of working 4 hours with intensity over 8 distracted hours. So, he basically says, while it feels like the longer you work, the more you get done, this is only what society has primed us to believe. The 9 to 5 has been the norm for decades, but science says it's outdated. And truth be told, I think most of us who work 8 hours can literally kind of feel that in our bones, that it's something. This has got to be outdated. This doesn't even feel natural. Sitting in one spot in a cube for 8 hours, 8 or 9 hours, give or take what your overtime schedule is like or whatever, it's just not natural. It not just consciously, but your body knows it. You know it on the inside. It's just, it doesn't feel right. Even if you can't put words to it, even if you don't know the history of the 8-hour workday and the 9 to 5 this, and how Henry Ford created the factories with the assembly line and all that. Even if you don't know any of that, I think most of middle America, most of America understands that there's got to be a better way. This can't still be the way. So anyway, let me get back to this. So when you work long hours, your productivity actually plummets. It goes down the drain. It's the longer you work, you're not getting any better the harder you work. You're actually, no matter what they tell you, that these toxic motivational speakers, that the general rule is to kind of work yourself to an early grave, and it's not healthy. But to accomplish your best work, you should only put in 4 hours a day, roughly, give or take. The idea is that you'll get more work done this way because you'll have the energy to focus intensely on whatever you do for this short amount of time. Working 4 diligent hours will always be more effective. I was even thinking about this. That's actually the name of my first episode of this podcast, is part-time job, full-time pay. And it was a rough, first episode. We were kind of all over the place, but the idea was what this book is kind of referring to, and obviously the 4 hour work week from Tim Ferriss. But the idea is that there's something to this. I told a friend of mine that if I were to work a half day, I think I would be just an overall better person, a better, more productive individual. It just would feel a little bit better. I worked I had to take a PTO put in PTO for a half day because I had to do something for the first half of the day. Came in the second half, and I just produced better just because I felt more refreshed. I was more awake. I had time to kind of ease my way into my work instead of just getting up, at 6 o'clock in the morning, getting into traffic and, so on and so forth. But anyway, so he says in a study, scientists working 35 hours a week were half as productive as those working only 20 hours a week. Those putting in 60 hours were the worst of all. These findings show rest is just as important as work for reaching your highest levels of accomplishment. Okay, resting. Don't pay attention to social. You gotta chill every now and then. Okay, so point number 2: taking a break in the middle of a problem allows you to find more creative opportunities, solutions, etc. So sometimes we have to give our brains some downtime at the right moment to find the best answers, rather than just overextending yourself trying to figure something out. You got to take a break. So it's kind of like, if you drive I don't know, Honda Civic, or if you drive a car, and just, you know, go 100, put the pedal to the metal, go 100 on that freeway for, I don't know, if you try to go 100 on the freeway and you just put the pedal to the metal and you just go and keep going without any stopping, any braking, you're going to blow your engine. The thing is going to explode. It's going to tap out. It's going to cap out. The engine's you're going to start seeing that thing smoke. And I feel like the body works the same way. In Mark Manson's book, he actually talked about the backwards law, which is, I may do a podcast about this in the future, but I'm summarizing. But the idea was, the more you kind of reach for something, the more you reach for something, reach for a positive experience, reach for a happier experience, the more you kind of chase after a thing, the further that thing gets away. And the opposite is also true. When you pull away from a thing, you inadvertently draw it back to you. So you have to kind of dance with this a little bit. There's a rhythm to it. So in another study, researchers asked a group of students to come up with the most uses of a piece of paper as possible. One group worked on the problem for the allotted time uninterrupted, while the other was asked to stop and do something else for a while before coming back to the original task. The group who was interrupted proved to be way more creative with the paper than the other. And that shows you just how important it is to take a break before returning to a problem. When we stop consciously working, we give our subconscious a chance to work, essentially. So, only thinking consciously about a thing is kind of like trying to pedal with one leg. When you're on a bicycle, when you pedal with one leg, you can do it, but it's just going to take longer and be more difficult, But if you use both legs, now you're going left, right, conscious, subconscious, work, break, or work, rest, work, rest. Okay, now you're literally moving forward at a more, at a better rate. You're flowing at that point. So think of it like a bicycle: conscious, subconscious, work, rest, and so that's point number 2. Point 3: deep play can bring us relief in challenging situations. So Pang stresses the importance of practicing deep play by taking frequent dedicated breaks. And that's basically doing any enjoyable activity that immerses the mind and connects us to our past. So he gives the example of Winston Churchill, right? Britain's leader during the World War II. Basically says, few people know this, but Churchill enjoyed, I think he enjoyed oil painting in his downtime, and he found the art therapeutic. and even said it, kind of came to his rescue during that time. Just being he was dealing with one of the most. I mean, I don't even have to say it. I mean, he was dealing with Hitler. So needless to say, he was pretty. He's under a lot of duress and stress. So that guy that was pivotal in the way that war, or the outcome of that war, played out. He took rest, man. He had to take a break and step away from it. And when he did, I'm sure his subconscious probably kicked in and said, you know what, let me go off and paint. Let me just kind of get my mind off of it. And subconsciously, your mind is working on it. I don't know how that works. I don't know the science and all that, but like I said, I think I gave this example in a pod a few weeks ago. But when you're asleep, or when you go to bed, sometimes when I go to bed, I'll lay there, and I've been working on something all day, and I'll lay there, and I'll be thinking about something else, or I'm trying to go to sleep, quote unquote, trying to close my eyes and just force myself to go to bed because I know I gotta get up. But that's when all the ideas kind of come, is when I pull away from it. Like, then I jump up and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta write that down. I don't want to forget that. Oh, what if I did it like this? And then it's like, of course this will come when I have to go to sleep now, but that's just how the brain works. So the reason deep play is so powerful at recharging our brain is it provides us with relief, as the book says. We're still using our mind, we're just using a different part of it, but just not in a stressful way. We're not, we're not aware of it, like our conscious mind. We're not aware of it. We're just using a different part of our brain and giving a different part of our brain a chance to work the problem. So it could be meditating, cooking, rock climbing, anything that gives you a break from what you normally do. It's going to be helpful. So let me recap that for you. The 3 points from the book that were pretty good was: working 4 hours with intensity is better than working 8 distracted hours. Number 2, quitting mid-inspiration is better for your creativity. And number 3, playing with intensity, playing deeply, is something that will really help you, will bring relief to your life and your brain, and it will actually bring solutions as well. So, again, trying to keep these short and sweet when it's just me. We'll see how this goes, see what the response is like. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment, subscribe. I haven't said that yet. Guys, check this out. Give me some stars, or not, whatever. It's fine. I don't care. I don't need your stars. No. But if you want to, give me a shout out, leave a comment, whatever. It's all good. I just want to give you guys something valuable and helpful. Hopefully it was worth your time. And I appreciate you listening. Peace.